The real news I wanted to talk about is that the Stallions actually had a new horse run out on the field before the game. So if you've been into a Stallions game before, especially in the past 2 years, you've seen that there's been a horse that has run out on the field to lead the team out before the game. And so last year, I was doing some deep investigative reporting and asked the handlers of the horse what the horse's name was, to which they told me his name is Shut Your Mouth, but AKA also known as, or prefers to go by, Bob. So Bob, aka Shut Your Mouth, or Shut Your Mouth, aka Bob, depending on, I guess, how you look at it, was the horse that ran onto the field before the games last year. And if you remember, there was a scare because there was one game where Shut Your Mouth, aka Bob, didn't show up, and no one really knew why. And Scooby Wright actually tweeted, like, did anybody hear what happened to the horse? I heard he might have been in a wreck. And it came out that he was actually in a wreck on the way to the game. Fortunately, he was not injured, hurt, or anything like that. And he was able to come out to a few more games last season. So before the game this week, I was walking past the front of Protective Stadium and I saw the horse, and it looked similar to Shut Your Mouth, aka Bob. And so I thought, oh, hey, there's Shut Your Mouth. I better go see him and say hey and take a picture with him. And so I go over to him, and they're like, oh, would you like a picture with the horse? And I'm like, oh, actually, no, I'll just take a picture myself. But I was like, oh, this is Shut Your Mouth, right? And they're like, oh, no, Shut Your Mouth isn't with us today, which my heart kind of stopped for a beat. But I was like, oh, okay. I was like, well, who's this? And they're like, oh, this is Chocolate. And I was like, oh, Chocolate. And they're like, yeah, Lil Chocolate. And I was like, oh, Lil Chocolate, yeah. And they're like, yeah, he's gonna run out on the field today. So we do have I guess I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be something for the rest of the season. I don't know if Shut Your Mouth, aka Bob, is coming back, or if we're just going to have Lil Chocolate, aka Chocolate, permanently for this season. It's a really big question, and I'm going to have to do a deeper dive into this, because it raises a lot of other questions too. Like, if this is Lil Chocolate, is there a Big Chocolate? And if there is a Big Chocolate, where is he? Why didn't he come to the game and run out onto the field? So I don't know. There's a lot of questions surrounding the horse situation right now. I was very proud of Lil Chocolate. He did a great job running out on the field. He is kind of small, so I see why they named him that. But he did his job valiantly. Really got the team hyped up running out there on the field before the game. I'm sure Scooby especially was really excited to meet him. So shout out Lil Chocolate. Thank you for your hard work. When you get back to the stable, make sure you say what's up to Shut Your Mouth, aka Bob, for us all. We miss him. Hopefully he can come out to a game at some point this year. And maybe we can meet Big Chocolate too. I don't know. I need to look into this more, but I wanted to let you all know that this is sort of the big news right now in Stallions world.